The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 277,445. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 6,709. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,472, with total confirmed deaths at 71. Now, we expect the Torrance numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Jin Chun. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, October 7th. Poor planning led to the rolling blackouts in California this summer. That's what state officials are saying after conducting a self-evaluation. Their report found that energy planners did not take climate change into account and failed to line up the right power sources to keep the lights on after sundown. The analysis also found that the heat storm was determined to be the immediate cause of the power shortages. California saw 4 of its 5 hottest days in August in the past 35 years that led to rolling blackouts, a first in nearly 20 years. The power outages affected nearly 500,000 homes and businesses from 15 minutes up to 2.5 hours. An additional 321,000 customers also experienced outages the following evening. California Governor Gavin Newsom requested a look into the causes, and this report by the state's Energy Commission, Independent System Operator, and Public Utilities Commission acknowledges that officials should have been more prepared. Now, they also failed to direct electricity providers to buy enough power supplies to cover the evening hours when solar panels go offline. Careful planning for power supplies will become even more critical as California phases out fossil fuels and moves toward 60% renewable energy by 2030 and 100% climate-friendly energy by 2045. Well, a firefighter battling the glass fire in Northern California was hospitalized for possible carbon monoxide poisoning. 15 others were evaluated as well when they were potentially exposed to the lethal gas while on a break. The condition of the firefighter who was admitted to the hospital was not available as of Tuesday evening. Now, the others were examined at the CAL FIRE base camp in Santa Rosa and given the green light to continue their duties on the fire lines. CAL FIRE strike team members were working 24-hour shifts and on a 24-hour rest period when they were possibly exposed. CAL FIRE says medical staff is on site, including doctors and nurses, for cases like this. More than 2,500 firefighters from across California were fighting the glass fire, which started on September 27th. At last check, the glass fire has burned more than 67,000 acres in Napa and Sonoma counties. Currently, it's 58% contained, and crews experienced minimal fire behavior overnight. CAL FIRE says as evacuees begin returning home, they should remain vigilant and aware that emergency crews are still working in the area. Well, voting has begun in Torrance. The city's vote-by-mail drop box was installed just adjacent to the main library at 3301 Torrance Boulevard. Now, former state controller John Chang and Torrance council member Tim Goodrich were both out this morning. Mayor Patrick Furey says the sole official ballot drop box has been authorized by the council. It is being provided as a service for voters who don't want to vote in person due to the current pandemic. Now, the Los Angeles Registrar Recorder's Office will pick up the ballots in time for the November 3rd election. Mayor Furey reminds everyone that although the box is located in Torrance, the city has no control over the security of the box, when ballots will be picked up, and the actual maintenance or aesthetics of the container. Well, helping to shape your vote, if you haven't decided already, is the vice presidential debate tonight. Vice President Mike Pence and Kamala Harris, a California senator and running mate to Joe Biden, will face each other with 12 feet of space between them at the University of Utah. Plexiglass barriers are also being installed as organizers stay on top of COVID-19 safety protocols. With both of their running mates this year in their 70s, Michael Nelson, a presidential scholar who has written a book on the vice presidency, says there's a greater than normal chance we may be looking at a debate in which one of the candidates could be the next president. Now, both Pence and Harris tested negative for COVID-19 as recently as yesterday. Attendees of tonight's debate are required to sit socially distanced and wear masks. The 90-minute session begins at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Well, Los Angeles County saw its highest one-day coronavirus case count since August. In an afternoon briefing today, Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer says LA County reported 1,000 645 new positive cases. That brings the county total to 277,445. Now, Dr. Furey also showed this chart showing why LA County continues to be in Tier 1. The 7-day average of COVID-19 cases is at 7.4 cases per 100,000 residents, just above the required 7 cases per 100,000. Now, to move into Tier 2, the county's rate has to meet all criteria for 2 consecutive weeks. Despite the lack of movement in the tiers, the county is continuing to see progress. Dr. Furey says LA County has allowed additional reopenings for indoor malls, nail salons, and playgrounds. Well, Del Amo Fashion Center is open again for indoor shopping. Sanrio Del Amo shared this post today announcing its brand new location closer to the Macy's men's and home section of the mall. Uniqlo also announced some new shopping incentives as it welcomed back its customers to the indoor portion of the mall. Now, many of the businesses that did not have direct outdoor access had to remain closed, offer curbside pickup, or take its store outside for outdoor market days. Now, the entire mall is back open, but with limitations. Its indoor operations can accommodate only 25% of its original capacity, and indoor food court dining and seating areas still remain temporarily closed. Well, some good news for your favorite local breweries and wineries. The county's public health department issued an update to its protocol, allowing breweries and wineries to conduct outdoor dining operations under certain restrictions. Now, for example, they must serve food with their alcoholic beverages. Absolution Brewing Company shared this picture, excited to greet its customers again and letting them know about the coming changes. And for the breweries in the city that don't have a kitchen, catering services or food trucks that are approved by the county may team up with them to fulfill the requirements. The new guideline also states that each facility may only seat customers who have made a prior reservation for a table at least 1 day in advance for outdoor dining operation. Now, this rule is in place to ensure there are no gatherings and sufficient areas for physical distancing of 6 feet or more. The new order also states that the facility may not serve any beverages to customers who are not seated or who are not eating food at the same time. And the facilities are prohibited from operating after midnight and before 11:30 a.m. Discover Torrance listed a dozen breweries throughout the city that you can check out the next time you're in the mood for some brews and food. Orange County health authorities say Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm can reopen when it enters the orange tier, which is less restrictive, as theme parks wait for California Governor Gavin Newsom to issue reopening guidelines. Both parks say safety protocols are in place for when the time comes. Both parks have been closed for more than 6 months now, and their representatives have been pressuring the governor to let them reopen. The OC Healthcare Agency recommends that the state allow Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and Knott's Berry Farm to welcome back its guests once the OC moves into the moderate tier. An agency spokesperson says health officials have worked closely with Disney to prepare for its reopenings. In Tuesday's briefing, California Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mark Galley said they're continuing to finalize their guidelines and will make an announcement shortly. Disney announced last week that they have to lay off 28,000 employees as it continues to struggle during this pandemic. Meanwhile, it seems fans are eager to return as Knott's Berry Farm's Taste of Halloween is already sold out. At this event, attendees can step inside the theme park for a unique outdoor dining experience filled with fall decor and a trick-or-treat trail at Camp Snoopy. Well, a UCLA professor won a Nobel Prize this year. Astrophysicist Andrea Ghez shares the award with a couple of other scientists. She and Reinhard Genzel are credited for the discovery of a supermassive compact object at the center of our galaxy. Now, Ghez is the 4th woman to win the prize in physics. She had said there's nothing like competition to keep you going, to propel you forward and get it right. Ghez teaches astronomy and physics at UCLA and is known for her pioneering work in using high spatial resolution imaging techniques to study star-forming regions and the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. With so few women in this field, Ghez says she takes being a role model for young female physicists seriously, and she hopes to inspire other young women into the field. She says it's a field that has so many pleasures, and if you are passionate about the science, there's so much that can be done. Well, today is California Clean Air Day. This is the third consecutive year that the state is recognizing this day. The main goal is simple: take a pledge to do something to help clear the air. 1 million people have signed up to do their part on the Clean Air Day website, and you can too. Choosing to bike, walk, or take public transportation are some eco-friendly options if that's feasible for you. Making coffee at your workplace instead of picking up a cup of brew via drive-thru is another way to be green. California Clean Air Day is a project of the Coalition for Clean Air. Organizers say our state achieved some of the cleanest air in the country for a brief period in March at the start of the pandemic. But after Independence Day, California also experienced some of the worst, with smoke from unprecedented wildfires and more people commuting again to their offices. Air pollution is becoming a greater concern. CleanAirDay.org provides lots of ideas on what you can do at your home or at the workplace if you're looking for some motivation. Well, a local coach made major headlines last night. WNBA star Noelle Quinn just won her second women's NBA title with the Seattle Storm. She's also the Bishop Montgomery High School head coach of the girls basketball team. Her first championship was as a player with the Storm in 2018, and this latest title was just earned as the team's associate head coach. Now, Leslie Robbins sat down and played a little basketball with Quinn in the gym at Bishop for the sports desk to talk about a number of things, from coaching at the very school where she played, what life was like as a Knight back in the day, what champion-like mentality she tries to instill in her girls, and how she maintains her own mental game to stay on top. It definitely is working. Congrats to Noelle. She truly is a star. Well, Torrance celebrates the beautiful life of another star, Mary P. Miller, a music educator and arts advocate. She was not only a teacher in the Torrance Unified School District for 27 years, but she continued to serve on a number of different boards to lend her experience and advice to not only the Cultural Arts Commission, but the Torrance Symphony Association, the Arts Council of Torrance, and many more. Torrance Mayor Patrick Furey said, "What a wonderful lady. I wish we could have bottled her smile. She truly could light up a room and was never at a loss for a song. She was an amazing spirit." Miller passed from natural causes just 11 days shy of her 95th birthday. She's survived by her 4 children and 4 grandchildren. A private ceremony will take place later this month at Green Hills Memorial Park in Rancho Palos Verdes. Her family asked in lieu of flowers, donations can be made in her name to the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation at torrancearts.org/donate. Well, the Torrance City Council remembered another distinguished figure last night. Mayor Furey read a beautiful eulogy celebrating the life of Vincent H. Okamoto, a Vietnam War hero and a Los Angeles County Superior Court judge who passed away at the age of 76. Okamoto was born in a Japanese internment camp in Arizona. He and all 6 of his older brothers served in the U.S. military. Okamoto's received 14 combat decorations, including the Distinguished Services Cross. Okamoto was inducted into the Army Ranger Hall of Fame in 2007. He was the first Japanese American to be honored since World War II. He was appointed to the LA Superior Court bench in 2002, co-founded the Japanese American Bar Association, and was the driving force behind the Japanese American Vietnam Veterans War Memorial Court, which honors Japanese Americans who died in combat. Other highlights from last night's City Council meeting includes approving a zone change in North Torrance to accommodate construction plans of a 15-unit residential condominium along Western Avenue near 185th Street. The council also agreed to continue researching the pros and cons of developing an independent public health department, and a resolution was passed to accept a $6 million grant from the state to purchase zero-emission buses. You can catch replays of the entire meeting tonight and tomorrow at 10 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. It can be seen right here on City Cable, streaming online and on demand on YouTube. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, members of the Old Torrance Neighborhood Association is at it again, doing good in the community. They recently checked in with the South Bay Children's Health Center and discovered a single father raising 2 young girls were in need of some groceries. So multiple donors stepped up to help, and the family received food and even a couple of stuffed animals for the girls. The organization also received some anonymous donations, including canned goods and a $50 Visa card. And one of their members gave a bag of 14-karat gold that they could turn in for money so that they can help more families in need. Now, these are some great ways to practice COVID kindness and show how Torrance residents truly care for their community. Now, if you have a great story to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Ben McCain brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.